This is lesson 4-2, solving one-step inequalities. Here's the procedure for solving one-step inequalities. The steps for solving an inequality are exactly the same as solving for an equation, except from now on we're going to be using properties of inequality as opposed to properties of equality. So anytime we have a situation where we're dealing with an inequality, we're going to have to use properties of inequality as opposed to properties of equality. It is still an expectation that you will use your properties every single time you are solving an equation or inequality. Because there is more than one solution possible for any inequality, we call the answer to any inequality a solution set. It's a set of numbers that can all be solutions to the inequality. After solving the inequality, you must graph the solution set on a number line. Here's a special negative rule for the multiplication and division properties of inequality. If you multiply or divide by a negative number, the sign, your inequality sign, must change direction. Again, it is only if you're multiplying or dividing by a negative number is when you change the direction of a sign. Let's take a look at this example. Negative 3x is greater than 12. I would first divide both sides by negative 3 using the division property of inequality, and I must remember to change the direction of my sign. So the final result is x is less than negative 4. Let's take a look at the two examples that we have here. Pause the video at this point to give yourself a chance to do the examples on your own. Let's take a look at the left side first. It says to find and graph the solution set. The first thing we must do is solve for the inequality. X plus 6 is greater than 14. To get rid of the plus 6, I must do the opposite operation, which is subtraction. So using the subtraction property of inequality, I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides to get x is greater than 8. Notice I did not switch the direction of the sign because the operation performed was subtraction. Now, using lesson 4-1, I'm going to graph the inequality. It's a greater than sign, so I'm going to go to the right. And at 8, I'm going to have an open circle because there is not a bar underneath the inequality sign. So my inequality graph on the number line below looks like such. Again, open circle at 8 and going to the right. The right side, I need to multiply first by negative 4 on both sides using the multiplication property of inequality. Since I have multiplied by negative 4, and it's the multiplication property of inequality with a negative number, I must switch the direction of the sign. Therefore, x is greater than or equal to negative 8. I now need to place a closed circle over negative 8, and I'm going to draw my arrow to the right, like so. If you have any questions about this particular lesson, please consult your teacher in class.